I didn't want to accidentally fall off.
I like starting like the recording in the middle of you saying something that's like not important to anybody. So like the video just cold open to like people talking. This is the end of Banjo-Kazooie most likely. I'm gonna give it 15 minutes. If it's just the worst experience we can get, like I'm not gonna we're gonna have to start it over. So again, if you're seeing this, it went well. The rest of the video goes well enough. But Mark, I do request that you do not overwrite the save. You should start playing, by the way, like as soon as possible. He has not gotten a new controller in the less than 24 hours since we played this last. So if you were wondering if it's going to be...
It'd honestly be weirder if I had.
Not wouldn't. It's kind of weird that you haven't.
To be fair, I never played my Switch outside of this.
I like how like all I take away from that is like because it doesn't benefit me, I don't bother.
Such is human nature.
Not always. That's it. Like, oh my God, this ain't gonna work. Like, if that was human nature, it wouldn't be interesting. Like, a lot of people go out of their way to do things that genuinely do benefit other people and not themselves. Which is why we can call people who don't do it pieces of shit. So who puts the coats on those guys?
I'm not sure they're cloaks. I think they're like
fur.
I don't know. No, they're definitely like.
It looks
something.
like a jacket. Like it looks like a lab coat.
A hoodie sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say a jacket. Yeah.
Or a cloak, like you said.
No, I said coat, not a cloak. My English is interesting, but it ain't that good. I wouldn't pull the word cloak out of my ass. I had a really interesting thought a couple, like about an hour ago. You want to hear it? Because it's awful.
Sure. I mean, I'm a captive audience at this point, so.
I feel like I'm the captive audience, oddly enough. Literally captive. I'm watching a game I don't like. So, have you ever been to a place that wasn't your house? That's a rhetorical question. Mine, obviously. Like, I'm leading you into the conversation. I'm leading everyone into the conversation. Imagine if you went out to like a restaurant or like a cafe or a bistro, anywhere to go get food. This is terrible. This just might be it, y'all. Because like I don't know how to make it better. I don't know how to roll the dice and make sure this isn't terrible. So I told Mark that we weren't gonna like let the final episode be bad, but I might. Even if you do beat it, I say don't overwrite that same thing. I might just give it another shot. But yeah, my thought was like, imagine if you were out somewhere eating, right? And like you're just having eat. And for you, you're just having a lunch or like breakfast or dinner or whatever, you know. But like in reality, a lot of people do like meet other people out in public places and have conversations. Like, you know, like on TV, like meet me at the corner bistro, the one on 74th and 8th. I don't know how street number for it. On 74th and Pine or whatever. And it's like, I need to talk to you. It's like, bitch, I'm on the phone. What do you want? It's like, tell me now or I'm not coming. It's like, no, please, just meet me there. No, like I just said I wasn't gonna do it. Why would you assume I'm gonna do it now that you asked me again? Anyway. So like the thought I had was like, imagine, right? Somebody is like there with like their girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, and they're having this conversation, and like it's a devastating conversation, like devastating. Like she's telling him like, I'm so sorry, like I cheated on you. It was like last night with Jeremy, and like I don't know how to explain what happened. It's like I don't care what happened. It's like me and you've been together for 5 years, and you this is like why you bring me out here. You thought I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't put you on blast in front of all these customers. Is that what you think? No, I just want you to know that you matter to me. And meanwhile, one seat over, like a table over, there's just this dude going, this chicken sandwich is delicious. Like the dichotomy between those two things happening in a very small area tickles the shit out of me. Like somebody's life is being destroyed. Meanwhile, there's just some jackass. Like,
Oh, I mean, it might be his first dining experience there, and he's just really into that sandwich, and he's never had a sandwich that good.
Like it doesn't matter if it's his first or if it's 100. Like the point is, like he's not in their conversation. Like he's in his own emotionally contained universe, and he's like, this chicken sandwich is busting. Meanwhile, there's a dude over there about to cry because Jessica slept with Jeremy or whatever name I said earlier. And it's just like there's something about that like tickles the shit out of me. Like imagine it's the same thing probably goes in the hospital. Think about how many motherfuckers have been told, like, I'm sorry, sir, you have inoperable cancer that has metastasized to your liver. And it's like, oh no. Meanwhile, like 2 doors down, there's somebody being like, hey, the surgery was a success. It seems like the new heart is totally like the body is accepting the new heart. You're gonna live for a long time. It's like just the dichotomy of the two things. You know what I mean? Like how like one life can be falling apart and another can be like completely like being someone can be being reborn.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Like, if y'all didn't think that was interesting, I'm sorry. Like, the idea of, like, just somebody, like, secretly, like, quietly trying to have, like, this very intimate conversation with their loved one while some jerk. Like, no, he's not a jerk. He's not a jackass. He's just some guy. Or just some chick just smacking on a fucking chicken sandwich. This is good. Tickles the shit out of me.
I mean, mind you, like at any moment, like if you're in a store or in anywhere, like, that kind of thing could be happening.
All the fucking time. Please believe it. Like, yes, like you have no clue. Like, I mean, like in theory, you could like look at like my life. Like I'm sitting over here, like you know, like suffering from like undiagnosed kidney failure, and like the people next door just smoking weed and fucking like having a great time, and I'm just over here poor and dying. You know what I mean? Like they're like less than 100 feet away, living a completely separate version of life. Like in like not to mention like I live in like you know in like low income housing, so they're broke too. Just they're happier. They're also
Am I supposed to be shooting?
No, you shouldn't be shooting that fear. Because that's the reason you don't shoot it.
Yeah, I am supposed to be shooting it.
My favorite part about that was he jumped up there and started shooting blindly. Like, completely blindly. He didn't have any control over the camera. He didn't have control over where Banjo was standing. He was just... Ah!
To be fair, that's the best I got. Because the way my controller is.
So just so everybody knows, we won't do this again until Mark gets a better controller. Like we won't play any more co-op. I won't let him take the lead on any more Nintendo Switch games until he gets a fixed controller. I won't subject.
Well, then I'll just start taking my Switch out of dock mode.
How is that?
Because I have a better controller. I have a better controller in dock mode. It just doesn't connect wirelessly.
You know what? That's kind of like the thing. I wanted like I know I told you about like you know about the backbone, which like clips a phone between a controller that kind of creates a PSP. But there's also this thing for the Xbox One, like in the early days of Xbox One, where you could clip a phone to the top of the controller. You're about to fall off. Where you could clip it basically instead of the screen being between the buttons, it was above the button, like a Game Boy Advance SP.
Okay.
And I felt like
not you. Just okaying the fact that like
that happened. But I feel like the Switch needs that for like the Pro controller. like some kind of little brace that like snaps onto the Pro Controller, and like it holds the Switch. Because I have because as of right now, like if you want to play your Switch in handheld mode, the charger that the Switch comes with is like a straight down charger. So like you have to like be very careful to not like pinch it against like whatever you're sitting on, or you know what I mean.
Part of the issue is that like the button that shoots the eggs is also tied to the camera movement. Oh.
We're 10 minutes in. You're not doing terrible. But it's not doing terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible. Yeah, it's because like the N64 controller and the Switch Pro controller are not the same. Don't have the same button layout. Like in theory, it would make sense to just map all the C buttons to the right stick, but I don't know if that's
Oh.
I did ask you to not write over the save state, but I didn't tell you to not make a new save state.
You didn't. You didn't at all.
Oh.
I mean, that should be the only thing to do. No, next time I make it to the next part of the fight, I'll make a save state between these sections.
Yeah. I don't know why that song is in my head. I don't even know that song. I think that's the He-Man joint. But like, I've never sat and listened to that whole thing. Nah, well, you wouldn't flirt. So everything in this game is alive.
It seems that way. Well, not everything, but most everything.
Cause she's literally.
I mean, Conquerors was like that too.
Cause she's clearly riding a sentient bird with gas apparently.
Which I mean, like, given what we know about her, like, that tracks. Oh god, what a fool.
So for those who don't know, Mark has done more drugs than I have. Which idiot does not. I am a fucking loser. I am a loser who does not do drugs or drugs. But the one drug I know that he at least told me that he has not tried was crack cocaine. This is about to take a very dark turn as far as like conversation topic for a game of this caliber. Hold on to your book. I don't understand why anyone would ever try crack. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't, like, when it comes to, like when it comes to, like, the, what you call it? Like, the sales pitch for would you like to try some crack? What do you tell somebody? Like, how do you convince somebody to try crack that's never tried crack? And how do you find a person on this planet who's never heard of it before? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
What a game. Gameplay isn't great, but the game
I don't. The thing had exploded and I jumped up and then got hurt.
Maybe the hitbox like lingers. One could argue it clearly lingers.
This game was not designed for boss fights.
You think they just needed one in the end? Like, because that's just how video games
How games were, yeah.
Can you think of a video game that doesn't have a boss fight? Patchy. First thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, one of David Cage's games, but even those, like, have like, a final confrontation.
Yeah, like, there's a thing that you have to do at the end. Because when I think of when I say a game that doesn't have a boss fight, I mean like it literally just ends. Like you know, you've done all the things that you need to do, and like the plot itself resolves. It just resolves itself. Like it's not like that you aren't involved in the plot resolving. It's more along the lines that there's nothing you have to do. Like there's no, like as a detective, you've done all the things, you've gotten all the information, and you confront the killer, and the killer doesn't really have anything to do. Like you did your job as the detective. You solved all the puzzles. You figured everything out, and instead of like having to chase this bastard through like a hay warehouse.
Oh, the infectious madness of Dr. Decker.
Oh yeah, I remember playing that back when I was 7. What the fuck is that?
It was a PS4 game.
Oh, I was not 7.
It's a PS4 game that's kind of like an FMV game where you just talk to. Yeah, I'm gonna get hurt.
Well,
I could not imagine doing this boss fight without the extra health.
I'd imagine like you could say like, well, you wouldn't be dead yet. You still have 4 hits.
Oh my god.
Is it the lag or is it the game itself?
Both.
Okay.
It's everything working against me, honestly.
I would like to point out that I've seen people play this boss fight, and even like Grant Kirkhope. Like I don't think I don't like this boss fight. Like the fact that like this is required for you to beat the game would be reason for me not to play it. Is the reason why I don't play it. Like I have no desire to I don't want to do this. To be fair, a lot of people ask like, have you ever played Bayonetta? And it's like, no, I haven't, and I don't intend to. And it's like, why not? Because I've seen the bosses in the game, and I don't. Much like my conversation about why would you smoke crack? Why would I do that? Why would I play that game? It looks terrible. Like that looks like a bad time. Like when people are like, "Oh yeah, that boss is really."
I don't even know how I'm hitting.
Like I don't see that.
No,
as like
clearly not.
I don't see that as like a term of endearment. Like I really don't. It's like it's hard, which means it's stressful, which means it's anxiety inducing. Why would I do that? Like to myself, like intentionally.
This thing like grips your balls and like makes you want to cry. Don't you want to try that?
No, I don't. Shit.
Well, I mean, I do, but you know.
So again, same thing with like the crack. Why would you smoke crack? Like I imagine, like for a lot of people, it's like, well, I was already doing other drugs, and like I was already doing real bad, so I was like, fuck it.
Oh my god.
I
want to stop.
I'm about to say, because you're still tapping, you're gonna fall.
No.
You didn't see that coming?
No, the thing is I had stopped tapping a while ago, and I just started trying to jump.
Oh, because I heard you tapping the button. I was like, why is he still shooting? He's clearly not hitting her. The wildest part about this is that it's not like doing that thing where it's like it's almost slow consistently. It's almost reached like a 2 FPS, and like it's holding it. It's been 18 minutes. I don't know if we can do this.
I just want it to be over at this point.
Yeah, I do too. Like I really do. I cannot. Like I imagine that there are definitely people. Like, can you not hit her from like behind, like between the bricks? Or like, do you have to be on top of that?
I mean, I think I have to be on top of it.
I mean, that wouldn't hit her no matter where you was at. No, you can hit her from down there.
Okay.
At least you can hit her little tootsie. Her little weird, like, sock puppet toe. I may have
Oh, she's running away.
And it's not to say that I only play easy games. Like, I feel like I've definitely played games on the channel that were outstandingly difficult. Like, we platinumed Pro Skater 5, which wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't not just not fun to platinum. It wasn't really fun to play. But I got the platinum. And I would say that's easily the hardest platinum I've gotten. You don't want to know, actually? Like, the hardest platinum to get, like, because of the game itself, that I've achieved, probably Pro Skater 5. The hardest platinum I've gotten for a game that didn't want you to have the platinum because all the trophies were very well hidden was 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, 12 minutes did not want you to have the trophy. Like, it really didn't. Like, the game, like, and like, I bought that game because, like, I saw the hype. I saw everybody talk about how, like, very interesting the concept of the game was. And I was like, okay.
Which, I mean, they're not wrong.
No, but once you figure out what but like any like story-based anything, once you know the story, it's usually not that, it's like, there's no reason to go back and do it again. Like, most story-based games, like, let's say God of War 3. Like, you don't play God of War 3 again, like, because of the story. You play because of the gameplay, you play because of the line. Like, if you rewatch a movie, you usually don't watch it just because the story is good. You watch it for the acting and the lines. Like, it has good lines in it. Like, when you hear them, it's like, oh, that's a good line there, mate. But, like, this is not happening.
Why is this life?
The better question is, like, why is... oh, God.
Yep, that's what I wanted to do. I'm gonna fall off the thing. It's like the camera starts turning as soon as
Yeah, I see. I can see. I'm watching.
I just don't understand, because when you turn the camera, it's the same button to do the talent trot or to use the golden feathers. So why is it turning the camera?
I don't know. You can't remap the buttons.
No. I truly don't understand.
Mark, so I'm gonna hit you with something that, like, I feel like you should have figured out a while ago. Every time you do that, it turns the camera a little bit to the right. So, like, start left. So when it does turn, it'll be facing her when it stops turning.
Okay.
Oh, you're still gonna have to deal with the lag. Like, I'm just giving you how to deal with the game. I can't do anything else. I have no idea what's happening. Like, apparently none of my games are updating. My Xbox is not on. My Wii U isn't plugged in. My Wii isn't connected to the internet. My PS4, on the other hand, is, in theory. You know what? Pause this. Pause it. Well, pause it and you can pause it. Yeah. We'll probably be back. All right, you can go ahead. You can, yeah. I have turned the PlayStation all the way off. Like, it's not in rest mode. The Xbox One is off. Like, it's all the way off. The PS3 only updates at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's not 3 o'clock in the morning.
I honestly do not understand, because, like, it's not like it's never worked.
No, there's been times where it worked really smooth, consistently, no way.
It is just at a fucking standstill.
No.
Like, you're probably just gonna have to fast forward this. Or not fast forward it, but like make it move at a consistent pace.
Why is the Nintendo Switch Online so laggy? Assuming interface and proximity aren't the issue. Try restarting the router or modem by unplugging it, waiting about 15 seconds and plugging it back in, and let it cycle back on.
It's working now.
Not since you
For
said
all
that.
of 2 seconds.
Yeah, why do you keep acknowledging it when it happens? It's immediately gonna undo it. If it's not your internet, it's potentially the Switch's software. So the N64 online thing, like the N64, like apparently just for the Switch Online, has a lot of bad input lag apparently, according to several people. I don't know about that because I haven't played many of the games on the N64 thing. And like the one thing I've learned about Nintendo Switch owners is they will bitch and complain, boy. Now this is different. We both know. You know the only real way for you to figure out, does anybody else in the house have a Switch?
No.
The only real way to know if it's whose internet it is or what's causing it is you'd have to connect to somebody else to see what would happen. Like, I don't know anybody.
Because mind you, I played Minecraft on my Switch with someone else who had a Switch.
Yeah. I mean,
in this
we
house.
played but like, no. No, I mean like this specifically.
Yeah.
It was like we were talking last night, like, you know, Mario Kart doesn't create these kind of problems. Like, for whatever reason, it just doesn't.
Oh my god. I'm glad you had me do that. It's not like I did anything. I hit her 2 times.
I do want to say that I appreciate people who play video games like Street Fighter. And like, cause Tekken has this setting in the training mode where you can like turn the lag on, and you can get used to fighting within the lag. And if I fast forward it, like, there's no point in us talking because it's just gonna like speed up our voice as well. Like, even if I sped up the video, then like everything would be off. Like, I don't know why you said that. You didn't think about it.
I just don't know what to do at this point.
Or we could just pretend like he beat it. Like, you know, y'all saw him do everything else. Like, honestly.
I mean, we can just throw the ending in here.
Or you could play harder.
Play harder?
Like, you know it's lagging. So, like, all your inputs need to stop being, like, because it feels like you're playing as if it's not lagging. But you know it's lagging. So your inputs need to like need to be implemented with that thought in mind. Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, I did close Chrome. For anybody wondering. Anybody out there wondering? Close Chrome.
Jesus.
Which I'm pretty sure most people would be like, well, Chrome wouldn't slow your internet down. It would just slow down your computer. I'm like, you're right.
You would think so.
No, they're flat out right. Like, it wouldn't, like, Chrome doesn't, like, leave. Like, if you have a bunch of tabs open, Chrome won't, like, those tabs won't be, like, in use.
You haven't done this in so long.
I don't know what
You can
you're talking about.
just hear the vibration. It hadn't moved the camera in a while.
I really don't understand people who who champion games that like clearly have flaws in them. Like if you say like this game is great and it like the reason for it is because the competition was very lacking, I guess it's better than its competition, but I would not call it great. Same with Super Mario 64. Like I hate that game. Like, and watching somebody play Sunshine, I still don't like Sunshine. Like I think I could play it. I think if like I really wanted to, like I could finish it. I wouldn't get all. I've never gotten like all the anything in a Mario game outside of Odyssey. And even then, some people say, "Well, you didn't get everything because the game has like 9 million new moves, and you gotta just keep buying them from the shop." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you gotta play the Luigi game until you get 10,000 coins.
I played the fuck out of the balloon game. Are you on drugs? I played the ever living shit out of the balloon game. I have decided it's Mark's fault. The connection is bad because of Mark's fault. He's downloading.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
He's downloading 7 terabytes of dog porn. I'm not gonna explain what dog porn is. Just figure it out. Make it up in your head. Is it porn for dogs? Is it porn involving dogs? Who knows? Mark does. I don't. Not like downloading 7 terabytes would make it like slower. Like if you're in it slow, it just takes a while. I think we're in for the long haul, yo.
Yeah.
Like I think we're here. I think this is it. I think this is the end of the game. Like this is like the end of the series. And if you're like watching this and you're like, why would you upload this?
Because it's all we got.
Imagine you were building a car. Like you were building your own car. Like you took a junker and you put all the pieces together. And you like you rebuilt it basically. And then at the end, like after you get the motor in and you get to redo the seats, the car is about finished. And then suddenly like you bump into it or something hits it and there's a big dent in it or a big ugly scratch in the paint. Would you not drive it? Would you not be like, it's done? Like it's done. Like the car has been rebuilt. It just has a cosmetic blemish on it. Like I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm willing to put it under a tarp. It's like, no, it's done. Oh my gosh.
It's sometimes just better just to take the hit, just so I can hit her.
You say that, but ain't no health around here. Also, it's like it's 7:30 in the morning, y'all. We've been here since 12 o'clock. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's only been 9 minutes. It only felt like 7 hours.
This is awful.
So, I'm probably gonna, if I remember, I'm gonna rename this episode, the worst video on YouTube. Because I'm watching it happen in real time. I'm watching it happen live, and I hate this. But I'm gonna edit it, and I'm still gonna put it up. And I'm making content that I don't like, and I'm gonna put it out there, and I know someone's gonna hate it. Like, it's like a chef, like, plating a dish, and he's like, oh God, this tastes awful. But he still plates it, like, serves it, like, here it is, there it is. It's out there for the people. Okay, before you start doing other stuff, go get some health. Go find some health.
There's no health.
Oh, man.
There's no health in this boss fight.
And y'all like this game? What is wrong with y'all? Like, who hurt you as a child?
Like, the only health you get is the health you get for hurting her sometimes.
I don't feel that's a fair question. Like, who hurt you as a child?
A lot of people.
Like, and why haven't you gotten over it? Why have y'all not realized that the game was cool then, but it's not good? Like, so not.
Yep, that's what I wanted to do.
Well, you got to remember it's lagging. You're inputting.
I know. Like,
hold on. I gotta swallow that mucus. Put the sauce on it. You're inputting things while like one animation is still playing, so it's interpreting it like, you know, that you're like doing them in a certain order. It's kind of like if you're watching TV and you're trying to go to channel like 235, and you put the 2 and the 3 and it's only stops the remote out of your hand, and you pick it up and you press the 5, it's already on channel 23. Mark has made his 7th save state. He doesn't get to see the game all the way through. He's being shot at by spiralies. And my headphones keep crackling. Yeah, that's right. I can hear it. It's very annoying, and I'm very sorry. That's probably my favorite part about being sick, is that my voice changes, and I think it like sounds really nice. Very sultry. Very eloquent. Oh, I would also like everyone to know that I have the audio turned off. Like I have like Elgato muted, so I can't hear the game, and I know it sounds atrocious. I know it's bad. Mark, can you do me a favor after this?
what?
I want to try a game that's less graphically intense, and I want to see what the connection does. Because I mean, the other night when we played Super Mario World, 3D World, that wasn't so bad. Like if I'm not mistaken, we played Super Mario 3D World, and then played this, and it went from like smooth in Mario, not smooth here. If I'm not mistaken.
It was okay in this for like a minute, and then it started.
Yeah, so I'm curious if it's just like the N64, or if it's just Banjo-Kazooie. Because like one of our internet connections is the problem. Because there have been nights where we I think we started like, I think there wasn't there a night like a couple like a week ago where we tried to play this and it was just so laggy. I said never mind, and then we played Minecraft.
Yeah.
And we played Minecraft. It was fine. Mind you, we played Minecraft.
Because the thing is, like at this point, it's just like accepting this is life.
Well, no.
For this game.
Let me clarify. That's what he's saying. I never do. I don't believe in that. I'm not accepting that this is life. We can make it better. We could always just not do this. Because, like, I have other games that we could play, like, between this and something else. Like, this game isn't coming up anytime soon. Like, it's April. Like, it's the middle of April for anybody wondering. Like, oh, it just stopped. All right, cool. Like, he feels like that's, you know, this is life, and that's the easiest way to go about things. I disagree wholeheartedly. We could just not. If it's a subpar product, you could just not make the product. And I would prefer that. But I don't like this game, and I'm tired of looking at it.
I'm gonna miss it.
Oh, no, you've already missed it. The fuck you mean I'm gonna miss it? You missed it before you hit. If it wasn't lagging, you still would have missed it.
Yeah, but I got to really take in just how much I missed it.
Because we've been playing with this game for nearly a year. It's been almost a year. Like, I can guarantee you, like, by the time the episodes start airing, like, it will there will be a full 365 days that will have elapsed from the time we started recording it. But I would also like to point out that when we played Super Mario World together, like, it lagged at a certain point and it made me fall through bricks that were very tangible. So, yeah. What's cracking, Dre?
Because mind you, we can just shelve this if you want me to start them.
No, that's why I don't want you to save over the save state. We might come back. Like, I feel like we should try it again, like in like a couple of, like, as a matter of fact, I say we should try it again tomorrow night. Because tomorrow afternoon, like when I get up, I'll reset my router. Like I'll unplug the router and see if that helps. Like there's no reason not to, except for the fact that like I can literally be uploading videos and watch YouTube with no lag. It's not my internet. It's just the Switch. You know what I find? I want to say this real quick. I came across this article on Google that says, "Is it safe to leave your Nintendo Switch docked?" And I was like, clearly, they wouldn't make an article about this unless it wasn't safe. So I opened the article and I scroll about 3 paragraphs down, and 3 paragraphs into this article it says it's safe.
I felt like it's important to go to the bottom of those articles and see who wrote them.
Sometimes I want to delete other people's work from the internet. You understand about leading a shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should aim a little bit to the right, because she's always going to the right. Like by the time you start getting ready to like torpedo, I guess. I don't know what it's called. So if you just not got there you go. She juked you. She broke your ankles. She did. She said whoop whoop whop, and you was like, oh, your knees slammed together, you fell to the parquet floor, and you cried in front of the entire team.
Oh boy, this sure is an experience.
20 episodes in, boys realized they fucked up.
She's gonna hit me.
It would be great if I could restart my router from my bedroom. My router is in the living room, and I only have one leg, so I don't really want to go in there and reset that.
I think you can reset it from the thing.
Thank you for all that information. I know exactly what the thing is.
When you connect to your router and like control what's connected to it and all that, I think there's a way to.
Yeah, there is, but AT&T doesn't make it easy. Like I have to like go to a specific website and. I would also like to point out that my internet's clearly working fine. It's the Switch. You almost got her. No, you got her. I was say like that looked like it was dead on. It's just moving really slowly at this point. Like it's not even like a bad. I would argue it's not a strong connection, but it's definitely not a bad connection.
I mean, there is no connection.
No, there's not. There is not a connection. Like I even like thought like maybe the problem was, wow. No, you hit her. That pointy beaked bitch. And that pointy beak did not miss. But now let's see if it gets this. Through I was so close. It just looks like her minge has eyes from the front when she's riding the broom. That's what it looks like. I would like everybody to know I know how this game ends, and I feel like it's really dumb that you have to go through all of this, like get to that shitty, like to what is effectively like an ending that isn't bad, but isn't great. Ah! The wild part about this, the way she worded it, made it seem like you have to keep hitting that to break it, but you don't. Grunty captured us. Jinjo's now come for our revenge. Our revenge! Unless Jinjo sneer and hoot, I will make you into poop. That means she's gonna eat you. Bear meat is filled with parasites. Don't eat uncooked bear meat. Like even if you're like in the woods and you're like starving to death, like
don't eat uncooked meat in general. Just
no, No,
as a general rule.
no, some meats are
I'm
like
not saying you can't.
yeah, but like I'm not gonna tell you not to. Like pork, no, yeah, you don't eat uncooked pork. There's parasites in pork on average. Chicken, if it's fresh, is totally edible. Although chickens are a very dirty animal. Fish, most fish, is definitely edible raw. Which that has to change over time, simply because like we pollute water. Like, you know. Are you
I'm doing
like
this right.
you are, but you aren't. Like you have to do it from the front. You have to put it in the hole. But like I'm curious, just like your aiming is kind of terrible. Yeah, you're doing it right. Your aiming's just bad. Ooh, look at them polygons. Whoa, Black Betty, bam lamb, go, Black Betty, bam lamb, Black Betty had a child, bam lamb, everything going wild, bam lamb. I'm killing time. Said the boy. She's always ready.
You just start crying. Bam.
Oh my gosh. That tickled the shit out of me. I'm so sorry. Get that health. Oh my gosh, Mark, you have no health. Mark, you're gonna die. You're dying in the streets of Wisconsin, which is very peculiar. Mark, I literally just told you were gonna die.
I was walking towards the hill. What else could I do?
In a straight line. Like, she clearly knew where you were. Dedicated, this is TJ. Dedicating this song to Let Belly. Monday, she got me arrested. On Tuesday, I'm in jail. Wednesday, my trial was attested. Thursday, she posted my bail. Friday, we went walking. Saturday, I was out of my door. On Sunday, we was talking. Back on Monday, she pawned all my clothes. But I can't sing it. That's a Black Betty by Tom Jones. I don't know if y'all know this. Tom Jones can take your grandma. He can get your grandma. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it don't matter. Tom Jones is out there just being raw for no discernible reason. I'm a Jinjo. Mark, you better drop a save state. Waka waka waka. Ow. My ribs. Fuck. That's just what the yellow Jinjo sounds like. All the rest of them sound normal. I'm a Jinjo. I have a nice little collection of what they call real figures by NECA. It's very interesting. They're real figures, REEL. I have 5. Technically, I have 3. My Super Shredder from TMNT 2, and the other 2 are like 2-packs. So they have like figures from the movies that are like highly articulate, like really incredibly detailed, like figures from the movie. So like my figure of Shredder, I have 2 Shredders. I have a Shredder from the first movie, and I have a Super Shredder, and they stack. And then I have Splinter from the first movie. Wait. Yeah. It's interesting because like the Splinter has a canister of ooze with a crack in it. Like you remember in the in the movie when he's doing a flashback and he's telling April where they come from, and you see the turtles like walking around in the goo. And like the canister is in the background and it's cracked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that canister. You might be wondering, why the fuck are you like discerning the canister? Well, the simple answer is, in the second movie, Splinter has yet another canister, but it's completely made out of glass and it's broken in half. You remember that?
Yeah, because they put it together and
and he turned
Show the company logo.
It's the TCRS from the TCRI, because that's when like Splinter realizes like, oh shit, yeah. So like the Splinter has that canister, the first one. The Super Shredder has the last canister from the movie. But there's also another Splinter Shredder that I don't have. So I have Movie 1 Shredder and Super Shredder, which is just Kevin. I almost said Kevin Smith. Big Sexy, Big Daddy Diesel, Kevin Nash. But there's a second Shredder from the second movie. You know, like after he comes back from the dead, then he has like the saw blade for a helmet and stuff like that. Anybody? Nobody? All right. Well, I don't have that one.
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that one comes with the little vial of ooze, the one that, and I love all three TMNT movies, all of them. That scene makes no sense. Since we are like dealing with this awful game, can I talk about that for a second? I've never had the opportunity to sit down and like talk about that scene. Can we talk about it for a second?
I mean, you can talk about anything you want.
None of that makes any sense. Like, do you ever think about it? Like, do you know what happens in that scene?
No.
After Ninja Rap, Shredder shows up and he takes one of the party goers hostage. And he has like a little vial, like a really tiny vial of the ooze. Like, no, he has like the canister of the ooze. And then Kino runs over and kicks it out of his hand. But he still has a little vial of it. And that's when Michelangelo takes the guitar and he like cranks it up and he does the thing. So he plays a really loud note and it blasts Shredder out to like the dock. And they go out to the dock. And that's when they're looking for Shredder. And that's when like he like sticks his hand, like he like, you know, pulls them down onto the dock. And that's when we meet Super Shredder. And like their reasoning for this is like, their explanation for him is he must have drank the entire vial. Now, I just want to say, that's why I have issue with all of this. If anything, it should have gave him cancer. Because like when Shredder reappears, his body is different, but he's also the only character in the like the mythos of TMNT that like after becoming in contact with the ooze doesn't really mutate as much as he does like it's like super steroids. Like he doesn't turn into an animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because normally it's like the last animal you had contact with,
or the one that you have the most contact with. It's you know it's very like fluttering. But yeah, like that's usually what it is. But it doesn't just mutate him; it mutated his armor.
Yeah.
Like, is it visually striking and awesome? Fuck yes! But on paper, it's stupid. Like on paper, it's incredibly dumb. Like he takes this little vial of ooze, and not to mention, like, do you remember he kidnapped the TCRI, or TGRI, depending on like he kidnapped that scientist who helped him make the ooze concoction for Tokar and Razor. You remember how long it took for them to mutate?
Like 2 seconds. No, it was a few days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it took forever for them to mutate. Like for them to fully mutate. And they had to drink a bunch of it. Like a bunch of it. And they were just, it was a small turtle. Like it wasn't like a 5 foot tall man. So there's a little turtle and a little wolf. He drinks like that little vial. And it and within 2 minutes, he is now 7 foot tall. His armor has completely mutated. Not like just the armor. All of his everything. The cape, the helmet, all of his body, like everything he's wearing is completely different. To be fair, it also turned him into a 7 foot tall white guy from, like a 5 foot tall Asian man. But we're not really talking about that. So yeah, I thought it was so weird. Like I just like on paper, it makes no sense.
By all accounts, it makes no sense.
But we just really wanted a super shredder. So also, I found out that like Kevin Nash said he made more money being super shredder than he did from wrestling.
That's
Like,
awful.
yeah, because he said at the time he was pretty broke, and he said that he was doing a show somewhere. I think it was the WCW. I think. Don't quote me on that. But he said that he was like doing a show, and these two dudes were in the audience, and like because he was billed at like 7 foot tall, yada yada yada. And so they called him over, and they propositioned him with the role like, hey, we're putting together a Ninja Turtle movie. Do you want to play Super Shredder? Because like we need somebody of your stature. And yeah, he said he got more money from that than he did from wrestling at the time.
This is abysmal.
Oh, it's been like an hour. Because like the first video, the first segment was like almost 20 minutes, and it's been 32 minutes since we resumed recording. We could have been smart and just ended the online session and like tried to reboot it to see what would happen. But it's been 30 minutes and we didn't think about that till just now. But you do have a fucking save state. We could just try, see what happens.
Yeah, after I finish this.
You could do it now. Like you have nothing to. It makes less sense to wait. I thought it turned yellow for a second. There has been zero.
I just want to finish this fight.
Smart. What would be the point after the fight?
Because then we'll just have this part done, and if it does work, then I'll just redo the fight.
Then nothing. Then we would have nothing. If you create a save state, you pick up from where you left off. Like we're not gonna stop the episode. You're gonna see everything. You're gonna see all of it. You're gonna see all of it. You're gonna watch the entire experience. I'm gonna close Nintendo Switch Online and 64. Load it back in. I want you to close yours as well. Not like it matters. We don't know what matters. We don't know what matters. We don't know what works.
There was an update to the Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if you did that.
For what?
I don't know.
Which okay, well, it's not
relative. Nintendo 64.
No, I think that was for the game. I already done that. Did it like 3 days ago.
No, it was tonight because I had already done that too.
Then why is it letting me play it online?
I don't know.
Let's find out. Oh, it's slow. Nope, no update. Mark was wrong. Or he was just behind. Fuck. Thursday, you posted in my mail. Well, it's going to be real sad if we get in here and it's just clean. It's just a clean connection all the way through. Your save data will not be affected. Why would it be? That's not how playing online works. I'm going to assume that it's definitely not going to like be better. This is the worst video on YouTube. Not even like on my channel, on YouTube. This is the worst one. This is the worst one out of all of them. Like, I mean, I've had videos where I bitched and complained about like gameplay and I was just salty and I was being a little bitch boy. Like, it totally. This isn't that. This is, we wanted to give you a product and it turned out we didn't have. all the stuff it took to make the product properly. I wanted to make you some Kool-Aid, but we didn't have any sugar, so I used salt. Instead of just not
It's
giving you
kind of the
Kool-Aid,
same.
it ain't. That's like saying, "Hey, can you pass me the hot sauce?" And I'll punch you in the teeth. It's like, it's the same thing. Hurts a little bit. I'm like, no, it's not the same thing. So it's the exact same. Like, it's worse. It's not worse, but it ain't better, but it ain't worse. He's glad he made a save state. He's glad he put it down. He's glad he made a save state. Now he doesn't look like a clown. That's Space Junk by Wang Chung, for anybody wondering. Shout out to all my Walking Dead fans out there. It's funny, y'all can't tell, but every time I talk like this, I'm leaning into the handle of my cane and talking into it like a microphone. 1, 2, 3, go! My favorite part about this is watching him miss wildly. Like, not even close. Like he starts shooting, and it's off. It's all the way off, right? But he's like already shot like 5 eggs, and you just watch them sail. What? How'd you do that?
What's that? I don't know.
My head is full of space junk.
Oh, hey.
What button are you doing to do that?
On the screen, oh, it's the user guide.
Oh. So you can't change the buttons. Why can't you change the layout? It's making the game suck for me. I swear.
Why does she get to shoot through the thing?
Because she's magical. And you're a punk. If you could run, I know you would. I'm pretty sure she said something earlier that would rhyme, but I don't talk to that part. I thought he was just gonna walk off the edge. Like, I thought that was the plan. Not even remotely close. Like, it was like you decided to stop playing the game and you made up your own rules. I was impressed by everything I saw. Because not only were you like trying to like shoot it into the thing without getting hit, which made sense. Also, like, he save stated himself, he has to hit. That's it. Like, he was trying to shoot from behind cover. But the camera then veered wildly to the right.
I don't think I can do this anymore.
Like, hey, man. Oh, like, I want you to understand, like, the lag is one thing, but like, you wouldn't get hit.
You okay?
No, I'm not. Have you gotten one out of the 4? Like, how do you know when you don't have
I don't know.
Like, how do you know?
I don't. I'm still recording.
Trying to. Struggling hard.
How am I supposed to have the time?
I think you're under the impression that you're supposed to be able to get all of one side at a shot. I think you're supposed to like make multiple trips. Like, walk up to it, dump 2 in, and then get out, and then try it again, and then like move around. Like, you're gonna have to keep coming back to certain ones to avoid getting hit.
Why did I do that? I just let that happen.
My head is full of space junk. Okay, so you know what? Here's what I say. I say we let this ride for an hour. We're at 41 minutes in. If you haven't beaten this, it's like the video itself would be over an hour. If you have not beaten it in an hour, like you're at 41 minutes now. If you haven't beaten it by an hour, I say we just scrap it and we try it again tomorrow. Try it again tomorrow.
Not that I expected to, but if I just let myself die and come back, will it be on the Jinju part? Because I doubt it will.
Because you clearly need the extra life. Like, you were... I think the biggest thing is, like, most of us think that, like, when somebody say they really like a game or it's their favorite game or whatever the fuck, we assume they're good at it. That doesn't mean it's good. I'm gonna play a God of War mod where all hits, like every enemy is one hit kill, including Kratos. I'm very curious as to how far I can get into it. I'm not gonna do that. Like everything about me says I would not do that. I wouldn't record it.
There's modes in Devil May Cry that are like that.
Yeah, but that's Devil May Cry. I don't like Devil May Cry nearly as much. Like if I was gonna do it for any game, it would be God of War. So at the very least, if you were to come back, like if we were, like we can stop now. We don't have to do it for the whole hour. Like, 'cause it's clearly not gonna get any better. Because you'll still have this save point, even if it like we come back later on, and we don't have to like replay the whole thing. And we can just be like, look, we got to this point. The game doesn't like us, and we don't like it. I don't like it.
To be fair, you never did. And this did nothing to change your mind.
No, not like I've heard people say they don't like Mario Kart, and I was like, I assume people who say they don't like Breath of the Wild, I just assume you're bad at it. But by all means, like 64 games, I feel like 64 games are some of the hardest games to truly like because boy are they weird.
Nope.
It is not the Jinjo part. So remember, like I think you can't like sit there and expect.
So
like,
here's the thing. This is where the game is. With Banjo just saying, "I'm done."
He wouldn't even let you do that.
The end.
See, I'm not in your little fucking weird ass head. What does this mean?
We're just gonna have to do it at a different time.
Well, say that then. You don't need to make a save point. Just let it be. Just let it be. Don't overload anything. Oh God.